Welcome to Jawsology. Today we're going to be talking about the NFC South, their records, MVPs, X factors, where these teams going to end up. And I could promise you right now, it's going to be a fun conversation with my boy AJ here. All right. So stay tuned. About to start this thing up in a few. AJ, how's it going, man?
It's straight, bro. Just surviving the heat. Well, actually, it started raining for the past week. It's just been 100 degrees and humid. So,
in Phoenix?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, before we really start, I do want you to introduce yourself and what team you're a fan of.
Yeah, I'm AJ or AJ Rambo's like my Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. My team's the Panthers, and the conversation gonna be a headache for me, especially resolving my team. So,
all right. You see, I respect the fact that he admits that his team is not in the best of positions right now, but he still reps his team, Carolina Panthers. So, quick question before we really start: how did you feel after Cam had to go?
it was tough. It wasn't the Cam thing. I guess I understand it in a way. Like maybe you want to try something new, move on from it because he was frustrated last season. That season that he got injured, he didn't like the direction it was going, and then the whole ownership thing, new owners coming in. So I feel it. What I didn't like was how teams treated him in the offseason, the disrespect for that. Like the Browns want to sign him, the Jags want to sign him. Like,
yep, everybody felt that.
And the Patriots got him for free. So, but what really got me was when they fired Ron Rivera. That's what really upset me.
They had a reboot. It was a rebuild from organizational to team wise. The only person safe was Christian McCaffrey, really.
Yeah, they got a new owner. He got a new GM, and the GM wanted to hire his own new head coach. But we were during the rebuild. We got young guys, young DBs. Our DB4 was terrible. Okay. It was trash. But with a defensive coach like Ron Rivera, he knew it was going to take time to build. And the fact that they did pretty well, I think you just get rid of him. And then you replace him with a college coach, and he goes to Washington and gets a playoff team.
So actually, I do got to ask you this. Ron Rivera right now in the NFL, do you have I'm not going to say top 5, but maybe top 10 coach in the NFL right now?
Top 10? It's tough, right? Because he works for what he has very well. I would say than most.
And that's what a good coach should do.
Yeah, exactly. So top 10, just off the top of the head, there's only a few coaches I probably list above him.
So let me list some coaches, and you tell me if he's above them or below them. Bill Belichick.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Bill Belichick's above him, right?
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah. Who else is Andy Reid?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yo, my Pittsburgh pride in you, man. I'm proud of you.
You're one of the most consistent coaches in the NFL. So
damn straight. Okay, so here's actually a good one. Sean McVay.
No, I think he's one of those coaches that ended up getting there with a really hot team and got lucky that one season. Because it hasn't been the same since. Because Jerry Goff's been falling off, run game fell off.
Okay.
Offensively, they're falling off. He couldn't really figure out an identity on offense, and even defense. When they got Jalen, it's mostly just making plays.
What about Kyle Shanahan?
Nah, he's not there yet, but I think he will be eventually because he worked pretty well with that San Francisco team.
Okay. Pete Carroll?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Pete Carroll.
Is there any other coach that you could think of that I'm not naming right now?
Not really, because most of these coaches are new coaches. Like everyone's rehiring.
Mike Zimmer? I got Ron Rivera over Mike Zimmer.
Yeah, Ron Rivera's over him. It's not every
I feel like that's every coach worth mentioning, honestly. NFC.
I would say maybe I don't know. There's some good new coaches like Mike Vrabel for the Titans. That's a good new coach.
Yeah, but he still needs a little more. Like, you know what I mean? All right. Well, it was good just to kind of get some prelim talk out the way, just to warm up the vocal cords. Lakers shirt. What the hell? I just want to point out to the fans, he's wearing a Lakers shirt. He's a Carolina Panthers fan, and he lives in Phoenix.
I'm from North Carolina. We ain't had no basketball team. And when we did, I'm not going for Bobcats. They were called the Bobcats. I'm not going for that.
Well,
So,
I mean,
and I grew up a Kobe fan.
You got LaMelo though. You got LaMelo now.
Oh, I'm a Hornets fan. Don't get me twisted. But when they were the Bobcats and Raymond Felton was our best player.
Oh God, yo, that man was. He seemed like he should have been boxing instead of playing basketball. Let me introduce you to how we like to do the division reviews. So we like to start from the bottom of the division and we work our way up. So typically what I'm going to ask you is the record, the MVP, an X Factor player or side of the ball, like an X Factor thing about the team that can help the team be even better than what we think they would be. And what do you think was the best thing they did during the offseason? That can include free agency, that can include drafts, that can include trades, all of that. All right.
All
right. So, guess first. Who do you have in last place of the division?
Oh, Falcons.
Okay. All right. You know what? And we're tied on that one because I do believe the Falcons are going to be last place in the division. What do you have their record being?
6-11, but I'm being generous. They're gonna struggle. They're gonna really struggle.
If you're being generous, what am I? Because I got them at 8-9.
8-9.
All right, so let me say my point real quick, right? My thing with the Falcons is they are an offensive team or die. Agreed?
Yeah, I would agree.
And they're not facing that many of the top tier defenses. And I believe that there's a lot of teams that they're facing that if they go in a shootout with them, they might be able to get that last second touchdown.
Probably.
So I gave him that benefit.
What kills him is the defense. Because Matt Ryan, again, I think he was, what was his rank? Hold up. Matt Ryan, he was 4th in passing yards last year. And that team went, he was 4th. Yeah, that team went 4-12.
And they still had a top pick.
And Julio was gone. Julio played 9 games last season.
Yeah, so this is going to give Calvin Ridley, and they got Mike Davis, which I don't necessarily agree, but I don't believe he's that much of an upgrade. I did wish they did draft a running back in the second round. Like they could have got Javonte Williams, and if they had Javonte Williams in the second round, they would be 12-4 in my opinion, because you're not stopping them from scoring. They would have been the best team on the best show on turf, whatever it was called a few years ago when they had Kyle Shanahan. It would have been a different story. You don't think so?
My issue is, again, passing offense, top 5. Easily, just because Matt Ryan can still swing that ball. Calvin Ridley, they got Kyle Pitts coming in. It's their defense. You can't you can't be 27th and passing TDs allowed.
Bro, okay. So what was their record last year again? Can you just say it for
4-12.
4-12. They should have been at least 7-9. If their defense is bad, but the reason why they should have been 7-9, that game against the Cowboys with the onside kick, that was supposed to be their win. Okay. That game with them against the Lions where who was running? Todd Gurley went for the touchdown instead of just falling.
They choked some games. Yeah,
they found a new way to lose a game, and that's where I believe it came down to the coach. Like when you find a way to lose games that you really should not have lost, it's coaching. And because of that, I believe the roster is better than we give them credit for from last year.
I will say it's better, but I think that's another issue. You got a new coach. Not only you have a new coach, but I think they also have a new GM as well.
No, they do. But the coach is from the Titans. He's the offensive coordinator from the Titans.
You gotta see, bro. It's always difficult.
Hey, listen, that offensive coordinator was able to get the best out of Ryan Tannehill. All right. The offensive coordinator had A.J. Brown looking really, really efficient. So you went from A.J. Brown to Calvin Ridley. Not necessarily the same type of wide receiver, but it's still a great wide receiver. You know what I mean? You got the tight end of the Dreams, Kyle Pitts. Like, there's potential there.
Where would you line up Calvin Ridley though? Is he your number one? Because he did have 17,000 yards, not 17,000, 1,700 yards last season.
17,000 yards, bro. This man would have been in the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah, but that's crazy, right?
No, it is crazy. But the thing is, we have to also give Calvin Ridley some credit. Julio Jones missed a good amount of games last year. I can't remember how many I didn't
He
write it down.
missed
6
7.
games. Oh, 7 games,
7.
6 or 7 games. And Calvin Ridley in those games that he missed, and the reason I know this is because of fantasy football preview. So you should definitely stay tuned to those videos. Shameless plug. Calvin Ridley still averaged about 120 yards in those games. So therefore, he showed that he can be the number one receiver. And it's not like these are games where Julio Jones was a game time scratch. These were games where we knew Julio Jones was not going to play. And he still was like, no way, I got this. So when you do that and you have Kyle Pitts, so now Calvin Ridley is upgraded to the Julio role. Kyle Pitts is upgraded to it's supposed to take the Calvin Ridley role. And then everyone else. So pretty much I feel like the offense is the same. It hasn't really changed. I believe Calvin Ridley can tap into that Julio range. It's a question of can Kyle Pitts be Calvin Ridley or better?
Yeah, their rushing game is going to.
It's only going to be better.
Got Mike Davis.
Better. Yeah, Mike Davis is better than what he had last year. So
yeah, he's better.
They have the potential.
It's the defense. It's the defense, bro. Their firepower on offense is no question. It's their defense.
Can I tell you something? I bet you I'll be watching almost every Atlanta Falcons game, though.
It's going to be close.
Offense sells tickets, man.
It's going to be close.
Tickets.
But defense wins games.
No, defense wins championship. Offense wins games. Remember that.
You're going to see that when we talk about the Saints, especially when we look at their numbers from last year.
So I just so you know, I have the Falcons at 8 and 9. All right. I actually had them at 7 and 10, but I felt like I was disrespecting what the potential of the players could be. So I gave them that bonus win. I'm not necessarily sure where that win came from, but that's exactly where I gave it. The MVP of this team, honestly, with everything I just said, is actually Kyle Pitts. If Kyle Pitts can actually hit that Calvin Ridley role, this team will be okay or good. If Kyle Pitts cannot hit that Calvin Ridley role, if the hype around him is not met, then the team will sink as a result.
I can see that, yeah, because they need. I think we're both on the same page because I think Cage, their second wide receiver, I think he's gonna be the MVP because it's that same thing. But they need that second option. They need that second option. Bad.
Well, I think Gage is gonna be the X factor, not MVP. He's not gonna be the best player.
Oh, X factor. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, X factor. MVP it's got to be Matt Ryan. If he can keep those numbers up from last year, he's straight.
That's the thing. I feel like Matt Ryan is going to be Matt Ryan. So I believe the MVP is going to be Kyle Pitts because I believe Kyle Pitts is going to come through and he's going to have to do that 1,700 yards. If Kyle Pitts comes through with 1,700 yards as a rookie tight end, they're going to be like Tony who? Like they got Tony Gonzalez from a few years ago. They're going to forget who that was. I believe Matt Ryan can be who he is. For me, my X factor actually is going to be Mike Davis because if Mike Davis can actually do what he did in a few games last year for your Carolina Panthers, then some defenses are going to have to be kind of honest about not letting him kill them in the game. And by doing that,
opens up the whole offense.
Whoa. You know what I mean? Like, done deal. Done gotta.
If they get in, let me say this, if they can end somewhere in the teens in rushing yards for the season, that I could see them then being getting 8 wins, maybe 9 wins. But 27th in rushing last year. And then they were like 22nd in allowed sacks. Like,
but mind you, I thought that last year was the year for Todd Gurley to prove that he still had it. And when he went to the Falcons, I was like, bro, it's really do or die right now, Todd Gurley. If you got it, you got it. And this team, if Todd Gurley if Todd Gurley running back brought it to the teams, let's say if he brought them to like the 13th best rushing team. Do you think they would have had that same pick?
Ooh. First of all, they were 13th. They would have a different conversation. If they had 13th in rushing, that's a playoff team. That'd be a playoff team. Let's give it a buck. Well, if you're 5th in passing yards and 13th in rushing yards, like that's a playoff team.
It would be a playoff team, but I don't think they would. I still think they would have been the best team to not make the playoffs because the Bucs and the Saints were still in there.
It would have been like a 3-team division, 3-team, from a single division in the playoffs, possibly.
Maybe.
That's happened. That would have happened.
Hopefully. I give you that. All right. So what do you think about the offseason they had so far?
It's interesting They tried to improve on their O-line. They signed some new tackles. They signed some new cornerbacks to fix that defensive coverage. I guess some kind of players that can kind of rotate. They got Cordell Patterson, but the head coach is the main. Do
you like the head coach as a signing or no?
I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be really interesting how you can work that offense because you got again Kyle Pitts 6'6", that big dude. You could switch him around the field. You can motion him. You can
put Kyle Pitts in the slot.
Yeah, that's not fair. No one's guarding that. Like no one's guarding that. He just body him, but it's just throw up. It's like Calvin Johnson 2.0.
Yo, what? It would be lovely.
That'd be crazy. And that'd be scary.
But then again, at the end of the day, this team will only rise or sink with the defense. If the defense,
the
defense is even like better than the 20th, if it's within the top 20, they have the potential of becoming a playoff team this year, in my opinion, because they're going to offensively outscore everybody. Like, honestly, what team honestly has like an offense that can really match the Falcons like that? It's a very select few.
It's a few. It's
only like I can't count more than 5. Like, all right, so
2 of them in this division.
Well, actually
all of them.
I don't agree. I only think only one of them is in this division.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna find out later. Apparently, you're gonna see later because we might be a little different on one of these teams. I know what you're talking about, but we'll leave that later for the viewers. But honestly, like the Chiefs, offense is better than them, obviously. If you look at it, well, actually, maybe there's even less than 5 better offensive teams. The Buccaneers have a better offense than them. Browns, yes, thank you. Who else you got? Because honestly, I can't think of much more.
Yeah, I'm running through the teams in my head. I'm just running through them. I'm like Browns for sure.
The Seahawks.
They
got the receiver core. They got the quarterback. They got the running Titans. Yeah. I didn't want to put the Ravens there because it's really just Lamar.
No, they're iffy. Yo,
it's just Lamar Jackson. Honestly, it's Lamar Jackson and nothing. So, all right.
Yeah, I mean that matches up with the rankings last year.
Regardless, we guarantee that they're a top 7 offense. If they could have like a 15th defense, you're talking about a potential playoff team there. And first of all, the Falcons are my 3rd favorite team in the NFL. I know people say you should only have one favorite team, and it's just that. But no, my number 1 team that I ride or die for, Pittsburgh Steelers. My number 2 team that I like is actually not even in the AFC because I couldn't root for another AFC team because then I felt conflicted. It's the Packers. All right. I loved watching. Damn, I forgot his name right now. Brett Favre growing up. All right. And the transition to Aaron Rodgers was great. But then number 3 was the dirty Falcons, man. When they had Mike Vick, bruh. I'm like,
Mike Vick,
he made me Falcons fan. Like, he really tried to make me forget about the Steelers, bro. But it was close.
That was a cold team. That was cold era.
Yo, who was there wide receivers back then too? Was it I was about to say Roddy White, right? That was the name.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I keep thinking of Peerless Price because I use him in Madden a lot. And I would cook people with that man.
And then they had him as a running back.
And they had this white dude. I forgot his name. It was like their possession wide receiver.
The Falcons. Nice.
That was a good team.
Yo,
that was a good team.
Made the playoffs too. All right, so I'm gonna go next, and who I have ending 3rd in the division is your Carolina Panthers.
Same.
I actually have them going 8-9.
8-9.
8-9.
I got 10-7.
And that's 3rd?
Yeah, this division I think this division is going to be the one with three playoff teams. If I had to pick one, I got them going 10-7. The schedule is pretty weak.
Hold on, time. The Panthers are making the playoffs?
Yeah, and he should make the playoffs with this team. If he doesn't, get him out of here. If he doesn't make the playoffs with this team, bro, he should get out of here. Let me look at their schedule. Their schedule is garbage.
You pull up the schedule, but just for the viewers. Hold on, just for the viewers. I gotta explain this. I know him. I'm friends with AJ. And the reason why I'm so surprised is because of how much he's actually bashed the Panthers that I literally did not think he even would have them in consideration of the playoff team. But this man has got them making the Playoffs?
Gotta make
Hold on.
playoffs.
Drop playoff cue here. Playoffs? Playoffs?
Playoffs? You kidding me?
Playoffs?
Playoffs,
I
bro.
just hope we can win a game.
Woo, hold up. Let me take this hat off. I think it's got a hell lot of hot up in here. Oh, no. Take the hat off for this one. Go ahead. I need to hear this. Go.
I think they can beat the Jets. They can beat the
Oh, hell
Texans. They can beat the Cowboys.
Who
They
can't
can
beat the
beat the
Texans?
Eagles.
Who can't beat the Texans?
The Jets.
Oh, that's actually a good question.
I think they can beat the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
wow.
I'm confident in the Eagles game. The toss-up game that I gave them though was the Vikings. So I was like, yeah, I can see that. Maybe, depending on how it goes. I think they can beat the Giants as well. They can beat the Falcons. The Patriots was also a toss-up. I didn't really.
So just for you, I had them split with the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I had them lose to the Vikings.
Yeah,
Mainly because that is a good toss-up one. Obviously the Giants, the Jets, the Texans, I had them beaten. What was another game?
Oh, Washington.
I actually had them
the Dolphins.
split. I had them split with the Saints.
Really? Did I have
Yes.
them split the Saints? I might have had them split the Saints too. I had them sweeping the Falcons though, 2-0.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
no, I had them split. But I will say this for the Saints, my issue with them is just because I don't know who the starting quarterback is. And
Jameis.
You would think it would be Jameis, but when
let me say this.
Go ahead.
When we get to him, I ran it. I ran my schedule, my wins by Jameis being the starting quarterback. Not Taysom. So
when I did the schedule, I
clear.
ran their schedule with them switching every 2-3 games. Because honestly, that's the only way I felt like I could because Sean Payton is the type of coach that's like, I'm gonna show you I'm smarter than everybody else. Watch this. I'm about to switch my quarterback this week. Like when they had the perfect opportunity to see what they had with Jameis, they went with Taysom Hill. And I'm not mad at that. But you signed Jameis back?
Yeah,
you
they
didn't
re-signed
give
him.
this man no snaps. Like the only snaps he had was the game that Drew Brees got injured. And he came in and he did a pretty decent job. It's not like he did anything.
Yeah, he did pretty good. He did average.
And then they're like, but you're not starting for us. Taysom Hill's going to start. So what, they're going to bring Jameis in the Taysom role? Like Taysom, I'm not sold on Taysom. I do believe a lot of it was teams weren't ready for Taysom Hill's unpredictability. But if you put him up there for a whole season, teams are going to be ready for his unpredictability. You know exactly what they remind me of right now with this whole Taysom Hill thing?
The Florida Gators with Tim Tebow.
Oh, actually, that was actually close. When you said Florida, I was thinking Miami Dolphins. Do you remember the first year or the first half of the year when the Miami Dolphins busted out the Wildcat? And it
everyone was going crazy. Everyone was like, what?
How do we stop this? How do we stop this? And then halfway through the season, they're like, all right, cool. You stay on the quarterback. You stay on the running back.
Yep.
And then what happened? It was
shut down. It was done. Wildcat was done.
On a Monday night game at that, right? It was on a Monday night game. So I really feel like that's what's going to happen with Taysom Hill. They're going to be like, all right, cool. If they're going to really play Taysom, bro, just spy. Just one quarterback spy. He's not going to burn you to the edge. One quarterback spy. Everybody else blitz because his accuracy down the field is not going to be it's not Drew Brees. His accuracy is not Drew Brees. So you got Michael Thomas and who? And who's going to catch? Yo, double Kamara in the backfield, one single coverage over high for Michael Thomas, quarterback spy, everyone else rush him.
Yeah, they released Emmanuel Sanders. So
that was the dumbest move they could do. And that honestly, it's the Bills are grateful. That is a blessing for the Bills. That was a blessing for the Bills. So somehow we swapped over to the Saints. Talking.
You're talking about the schedule. Yeah. Well, okay, so the Panthers
go ahead.
Last year, 5-11, 21st in total offensive yards, 18th in passing yards, 28th in passing touchdowns.
I call that the Teddy Bridgewater effect. I'm not gonna lie, I called it the Teddy Bridgewater effect. 26
in interceptions. This
Teddy
16 and 16 touchdowns. I'm not a Teddy Bridgewater fan. I feel you, man. I wasn't confident either coming in. I was
but then he didn't. And to me, it's personal for Teddy Bridgewater, and it's because of this. Teddy Bridgewater to start the season off was going crazy with Robbie Anderson.
Right.
And I picked him up in fantasy football, Robbie Anderson. And as soon as I picked him up in fantasy football, Teddy Bridgewater decided that he's not going to pass deep to Robbie Anderson anymore. and that cost me a lot of wins in fantasy football. Yes, I'm talking to you, Teddy. I don't give a damn if you ain't practiced red zone drills. All right, you cost me wins in fantasy football. Unless you go and cash at me $1,500 for what I lost in that fantasy football game, Teddy. I don't know. I lost a lot of respect for you, Teddy. I'm just saying. That's a month of rent, Teddy.
It's not personal.
It is personal. Teddy.
Yeah, that was my issue again with Matt Rule. I don't think he didn't know how to run that offense. I know as an offense coordinator specifically for that, but I'm like, do you not know what you have? Even if when Christian got hurt, you got DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson. You have threats down the field that you never took advantage of, but when they did, they made the catches. And I never understood why they didn't continue that. So you did, because you didn't. You ended up with 16 touchdowns, 16 interceptions.
So with Matt Rule on that aspect, I just gotta say this. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater was his first quarterback choice. I don't think that he wasn't ready for this team for what it was. And again, and I told you this in other conversations, but he really liked Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Matt Rule liked Sam Darnold coming into the NFL. And if the Jets were smart enough to let Adam Gase go, Matt Rule would have been a coach of the Jets.
Probably.
It would have been a different story. So now that Matt Rule has the quarterback that he wants, he can actually run the offense that he wants. He was running an offense with Teddy Bridgewater when Teddy Bridgewater doesn't risk it at all. It's either you're wide open or I'm not throwing you the ball at all. Teddy Bridgewater is not going to throw you open. He's not going to lead you open as a quarterback. That's not what Teddy does. And Matt Rule I feel like that's the thing where Matt Rule actually exceeded from the college thing that he wants to bring to the NFL. Yo, I want my quarterbacks to lead you open. A lot of coaches that come from the college to NFL, they kind of want the receiver to be open and the quarterback to throw the ball to them. But the good coaches are the ones who be like, yo, listen, if you throw it 3 yards in front of him and catch him in stride, there's nothing the defense can do. That's the type of coach that Matt Rule is, and I think that's the offense he wants to run. And if you can literally have Sam Darnold, who is willing to throw it down the field, what do you think that does for Christian McCaffrey?
Is he?
Sam Darnold wants to throw the ball.
I remember Robbie Anderson specifically calling him out for missing him deep down the field open.
Yes, I also remember the offensive line letting him get hit. I also remember his coach being Adam Gase. Okay, listen, I really believe that.
Hey, if Adam Gase told him that's the read, then okay, I give him a pass. Then if he said, "Hey, read underneath," and then I give him a pass. As a quarterback, you do, especially a young quarterback, you listen to your head coach. Like, okay, he said the main route's underneath. I check underneath. In my opinion, though, you check in levels. This dude's guarded. He's open deep. It's really like a 4-second read, 3-second read max. Because by 2 seconds, somebody's on your ass, regardless.
Let me ask you a question. Can you name one player outside of Peyton Manning that strived under Adam Gase? I'll wait. Actually, I can't. This video is going to go too long. This video is going to go too long, bro. This video is going to go too long. Dude, listen. And yes, Robbie Anderson might have had some issue with Sam Darnold with him. Yes, and that's fair. But at the same time, he wasn't set to succeed. Like, we can't be blaming these players because let's look at it. Let's look at who succeeded once they left Adam Gase. Devontae Parker got a contract.
Absolutely.
All right. Ryan Tannehill is being talked about a great quarterback and definitely a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now. Kenyon Drake ate with Arizona. Now, Arizona has no offensive line, so that's why he didn't play that great last year. But Kenyon Drake did great. Oh, can I just also mention for Kenyon Drake how Adam Gase didn't want to start him over, what's his name? The old running back that can never retire, Frank Gore. Okay. Adam Gase refused to start Devontae Parker. Okay. He said Devontae Parker was injured. Devontae Parker said, I'm not injured. I'm ready.
I never understood that.
And
I never understood that.
Refused to play him.
Yeah.
You think I take it personal with Teddy? Adam Gase takes it personal with players. He did the same thing with Le'Veon Bell. And honestly, Le'Veon Bell isn't done. He may be running his Twitter fingers a little too hard with going after Indy.
Oh, no. He got put in a bad spot. He got put in a dude, the coach did not want him. And then you're going to have the person who hired him get fired
2 days later, and the coach will be like, I don't really want him. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I can go on days for Adam Gase.
I know, I can tell.
Yo, apparently, I love football, so I take a lot of things personally. Anyway, but yes, Sam Darnold has the potential. I like Sam Darnold coming out of college. I thought he had great potential, and I thought that once they signed Adam Gase the first time with him, they ruined his career. And I believe him with Matt Rule, with Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. Pretty much back to my original question. If Sam Darnold actually throws the ball more than 10 yards down the field with those weapons of receivers, with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, what happens to Christian McCaffrey? That man is going to eat. Dude, 2K. CMC 2K. You don't think
2,000? No, I think he'll still be that 1,000 threat that he did before. So
okay, my fault. Let me rephrase it. He's gonna have 2,500 total scrimmage yards.
Eesh. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. That means he's getting every look. I can't see that.
Not every look.
He'll be close.
In the first few games, they're gonna be throwing the ball down the field, and then teams are gonna have to adjust. And then they're not gonna be able to. They're gonna have to have like 2 high or 3 high because of Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. You take 3 up high and you have 3 or 4 on the defensive line. That's 7. That leaves you 4 people, and 4 people can't just follow Christian McCaffrey the whole time. He's going to get loose.
He's going to get loose. I'm going to keep it a buck based on this offense that they have and the talented players that they have. His numbers should decrease because a lot of these players should be getting some touches. Robbie Anderson should get more touches. DJ Moore should get more touches.
Agreed.
David Moore should get more touches.
Although I don't know if David Moore is going to be the real answer, but yeah. Agreed.
No, it's going to be that little third, little option, possibly a slot. Probably is going to be the slot. Then you got the rookie from Clemson as well. There's a lot of weapons on offense. I see what you mean with the Matt Rule thing. Because I'm like, if he's in the place where he feels most comfortable as a head coach, okay, now I got who I want. I got some players that I know me, like Hassan Riddick. He knows Hassan Riddick. He got Robbie Anderson. He coached him. And it's you know what I'm saying? He feels like he's more comfortable now. He should be in the seat. So, like I said, if he doesn't make the playoffs in a position where you're saying, okay, I'm good. I feel good.
All right. What if he ends up with 9 and 8? If he ends up 9 and 8 and don't make the playoffs, should he get fired?
9 and 8, no, because that's an improvement from 5 and 11. That's a big improvement from 5 and 11.
Okay.
Because that also means, based on the schedule, he's beating some pretty good teams. But as far as like the changes, okay, one thing again, our third down conversion was terrible. Red zone percentage in terms of just getting touchdowns was terrible. Defensively, middle pack, especially with passing yards, it was middle pack. It wasn't all that special. And that was the big weakness, which they've, of course, improved on with drafting J.C. Horn, signing A.J. Bouye, I think is going to be the MVP of the team because that's our number 1 corner. And then you're going up against Mike Evans, Antonio Brown twice, Michael Thomas twice, Calvin Ridley twice. That's all. Like if he can shut those guys down, that opens up a lot for our defense specifically. Especially we got young guys like Jeremy Chin. Our defensive line is fast, tall, young, talented dudes.
It's
gonna be an interesting season.
The X factor of this team is pretty much Sam Darnold, and I think for you, your X factor is who?
My MVP was AJ Bouye. My X factor is got to be Sam Darnold. It's got to be. It's him.
Okay.
If he can.
Oh wait, you don't have Christian McCaffrey as your MVP?
No, I don't have him MVP because he should do what he already does. And again, like I said earlier, his numbers should go down in terms because if Sam Darnold's doing his job, his numbers should go down, and everybody else's numbers should go up.
All right, that makes sense.
Also, they made some smart draft picks, especially with Chuba Hubbard, because after Christian got hurt last year, we had Mike Davis, but Mike Davis isn't a receiving back; he's a power back. And someone like Chuba Hubbard coming from Oklahoma State, that's what he does. He really looks like another Christian McCaffrey.
Do you want a running back committee, or you just want him as a backup in case something
Oh,
happens?
he's the backup. He's not splitting carries, which I don't think he will split carries. I think if it's a smart move, he
There's no
shouldn't be
way in hell
splitting
he goes
anything.
Any
I think-
coach who split carries with Christian McCaffrey deserves to get fired immediately.
He's definitely going to be in a split back shotgun formation, both of them on both sides, which is dangerous. That is dangerous because Chuba Hubbard is the first round running back.
I'm a little optimistic. So you're rooting for them for a fandom. I'm actually rooting for. Oh, I actually remember what I was going to say earlier with Sam Darnold. In the history of NFL, as far as I can remember, there's only been 2 players that celebrated when they got traded. The first one, Antonio Brown. We've seen how that goes, and we understand what happened.
Ooh.
Sam Darnold got traded, and he didn't even throw the surprise party. His family threw a surprise party for him. He came home, and they were like, surprise, you got traded, pouring champagne bottles on him, and he's over here amped up. All right, that just goes to show you he is ready for a brand new start, and that's why he's my X factor, and I really believe he's the best addition to the free agency this year, and his career, he has a chance to revamp his career right now, and I actually believe in him. I saw flashes of greatness before Adam Gase, and any NFL player who plays on the Adam Gase, they automatically get a bye from me. Like, I excuse any type of production that you have or don't have. So it's Sam Darnold is where you guys are going to rise. And if Sam Darnold falls flat, then you'll be able to get a quarterback next year.
Absolutely, that's true. Yeah, it's a chance for him to thrive. I do agree. I had no choice but to believe in him. It's my team. So hopefully he does well. But again, the thing about the Jets is, I said this to Tyler all the time, that's where legends go to die. It's the Jets. Like, you think of any like NFL Hall of Famer, like
So is that why they signed Adam Gase? Because since he's not a legend, they thought that he actually might.
He might be a negative effect. Think about it. Brett Favre went there, almost died. LT went there, almost died. So they could retire. They go there. You go to the Jets to retire. But they have a really, really bad culture. I don't know where it came from, but what scares me about the Jets is that I don't want that to happen to my team, because my team right now doesn't really have a culture. I don't see an identity with my team as much. It's kind of strange. Like, because with Ron Rivera's there, it was defense, and camp.
Okay.
Like you know.
So here's the identity to my knowledge, and to prove it, I feel like what happened with Cam Newton was proof of how they weren't ready, because when Matt Rule came in and the way they did Cam dirty was because they still weren't sure. They were expecting to get someone else to get the culture that they wanted, and you could tell by when they signed Teddy Bridgewater and let Cam Newton go. They're like, F it, we can't get what we really wanted. Let's just take what we can get. So that's why you don't know what their identity is last year. They're like, yo, honestly, Christian McCaffrey, take us. And then in game 1 or 2, he sprained his ankle. And they're like, we're not even going to risk you for the rest of the career.
Yeah,
bro, it's over. Just let it be. You just sit down. So that's why you don't know what their identity is, because they never got a chance to show their identity. Now that they had a full offseason to plan and prepare this, I believe that offense's identity, or actually their team identity, is going to be seen this year. And you're going to be able to tell it by week 5.
Yeah, I agree. That's when you should see it. I think it should be a little early, maybe week 3. No, by that time you can kind of see how the offense is starting to turn. Let me say
exactly.
after
it
week
might
3,
change a little bit. It might change it a little bit just to tweak it a little bit, but it's going to. I'm telling you, Christian McCaffrey is going to have a slow start to the season, because they're going to try to see what else they got. They're going to try to see, like, yo, can Sam Darnold really give it to Robbie Anderson? Can Sam Darnold really give it to DJ Moore? Can
he read the field?
Really do it? Can he really do it? Can he be our quarterback? And then once they get that answer, all right, Christian McCaffrey, do what you do.
I also expect this defense. If our defense is top 15, I think we'll be straight. I think that 10-7 record is possible if our defense is top 15.
What do you think your offensive capabilities will be?
Ooh, we're middle of the pack. It's the same thing. Like top 15. Okay. I think that's a good 10-7 record.
To me, they're going to be between 12 and 16 offensive wise.
Yeah.
And then defense, honestly, I don't have high hopes for your defense, to be honest.
I'm a little worried, because what our problem was, even though we have really athletic DNs, and they get a lot of pressure, but not. They don't.
You are missing Luke Kuechly. You need.
Yeah, we have no linebackers. Our linebacker core is terrible. We have Perryman. They're kind of replaced that from the Chargers, but he's a short dude, 5'11". He's out of his prime. He's out of his prime.
Luke Kuechly's intelligence and football IQ is very, very good. It's
rare.
Top tier.
That's a rare quality for any linebacker. That's a Ray Lewis.
That's what you lost. You literally lost a coach on the field, and I think that's where it went down.
But where I also see defenses sort of changing in this era, I see new era of defense. So we can look at a team like a Seahawks with Jamal Adams, Tyrann Mathieu with the Chiefs. It's like this linebacker / safety. I call them land shark. That's the position I give them because they kind of roam. They make. They're playmakers on defense. Like they play that cover spot, but mostly they're telling him, "Hey, this is your assignment, but you read the field how you read it, and you go make the play." We have that in Jeremy Chin because he's both that linebacker spot, outside linebacker. He plays safety and he plays slot corner. He lines up 3 different spots.
I don't know much about Jeremy Chin. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't really research him just because if you guys were able to get that linebacker, Michael Parsons, what pick did you guys have in the draft? Do you remember?
We had pick 8. I think we had pick 8.
Who would you pick up?
J.C. Horn.
Which one would you rather, J.C. Horn or Michael?
J.C. Horn.
Or you rather J.C. Horn?
We needed a corner, dog.
Okay, but okay. So I guess this is the other part to where I'm a little different. Yes, you need a corner for the Falcons, guaranteed. You need a corner for the Bucs, guaranteed. But I believe that even with J.C. Horn, the only way you're gonna beat the Falcons and beat the Bucs is you're gonna have to be a shootout. All right? They're not. J.C. Horn is not stopping Mike. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on names today. Chris Godwin. He's not stopping Mike Evans. He's not stopping. He's not stopping Calvin Ridley, and he definitely ain't stopping Kyle Pitts.
He's not guarding Calvin Ridley. It would be AJ Bouye guarding the number ones, but it's still an issue because he would be guarding Antonio Brown. He'll be guarding Cage.
So
maybe
adding
if
a
they mess
cornerback
with him,
doesn't really help you though, because you're facing so many offensive weapons. Wouldn't it be better for you to show up the linebackers and just like, yo, listen, we're gonna get beat with passes, but just shore up the front and we'll figure out the back end later.
No, all you need J.C. Horn to do is buy time because last year, in terms of applying pressure to quarterbacks, we didn't really do it that well. And they hopefully improved because if he can provide enough time, at least because my goal is to have these guys get off the edge at 2 seconds. It should be 1, 2, you off the block and you on the quarterback by then.
Isn't that wasn't defensive coordinator's intention?
Yeah, but that's not it. But most defenses, so like with Von Miller's the best, he gets off at 1.2 seconds.
Yeah. But Von Miller's a rare breed.
It's a rare breed, exactly. But 2 seconds should be the average, but we're like 3.5, 4. Sometimes we don't get off. You know what I'm saying?
Get back to the norm. You may not get back to the league, but you want to get back to the norm.
Just give
back to the norm.
Exactly. Just hold them a little bit to get some pressure, but they are improving on the defensive end spots. So that's what they say in practice. They said they're a lot quicker with their hands and getting off the ball.
Training camp starts this week. Get ready for my fantasy football takes. Shameless plug.
I will be joining that league.
You will be?
Yeah, I'll join the
group. Yeah. All right, word. It's gonna be fun. All right.
If they can do that,
okay, go ahead. Wrap it up.
Yeah, if they can hit the edge, apply pressure on these quarterbacks, it's Tom. Like, you can't let Tom sit there for 3 seconds, 4 seconds, bro. Look down the field. You're gonna get killed, and that's what happened.
Tom doesn't sit there for 3-4 seconds anyway. He sits there for like 2.6.
Yeah, he doesn't need to, but still, if you can get off at 2, and even just reach out, just do something, just do something. But they're not even here yet. They're still on the block trying to fight off. But they're young. Again, like I said, they're young last year. They're still kind of young, but they mature. They got experience. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, thinking the Panthers might end up better than I thought they would.
See, that's what I did when I was going over this. I'm like, man, it should work.
There's hope.
It should work.
There's hope. All right. So for me, I have second in division, the New Orleans Saints.
Same.
All right. I have them going 10-7. All right. And honestly, the only technically going through the record, I actually had them going. I gave them 8 wins initially, but then I said, there's no way in hell I can, in good faith, in the words of Nick Wright, take integrity, give Sean Payton an 8-win season. It's like I just couldn't do it. Sean Payton still has Kamara, so they got the Kamara boost. But honestly, if Jameis doesn't start, they're going to tank. And if Jameis doesn't start, it will just reaffirm my notion that he should not have stayed. He resigned. He should not have resigned. He should have went to the Steelers.
How long was his contract? They re-signed him for? Is it another year?
I think it's a 1-year extension. Let me look it up real quick. But while I look it up, tell me what you got for the Saints or your second place team.
So again, like I did my schedule with Jameis as a starter, and I know you did yours with them alternating. Oh, if Jameis is starting and he doesn't do 30-30 again, I can see him going 13-4. That's what I got him at.
13-13.
I got him high. I got him pretty high. I got him at 13-4.
Dog. All right, just so you know, Jameis signed a 1-year deal.
1 year? Okay.
Yeah, 1 year, $7 million.
So
why? Because they're giving Taysom Hill 20-something mil.
Yeah, that was crazy. I they gave him $20 million.
Bro, he has a sex tape with the owner and no one knows about it.
Bro, it's crazy. So last year, 12-4. So I guess I give him an extra game because it's a 17-game season. 19th in passing yards. They passed below. Yeah. 19th in passing yards. They were below 4,000 yards passing. I can't remember the last time since Drew Brees they've been that low. They were 11th in passing touchdowns. You want to know why?
But hold on. The reason they're that low is because Taysom Hill played. So even if you have Jameis Winston going, we know Jameis is good for 5,000 yards, right? We know he's good for 5,000 yards. We also know he's good for 30 touchdowns, 40 touchdowns, 50 touchdowns. The offensive team that he has right now, I can't say is 100% better than what he had with the Buccaneers. I believe Mike Evans and Mike Evans and Michael Thomas is a push. Like honestly, they're both top tiers.
Yeah, top tier, absolutely.
Alvin Kamara, he didn't have running back like that, but he had Chris Godwin. Same type of skill set, kind of. So it's not like the offense he's at is a way better offense. Now, people respect it's not an upgrade for Jameis Winston. So why do you think that Jameis Winston is going to be so much more better this year with this team than he has shown us that he's capable of being?
Now, this record that I gave him isn't necessarily just based on him. It's based on their defense as well. Because again, 19th in passing yards, 11th in passing touchdowns, but they were 5th in interceptions thrown. It threw the 5th least, which is pretty good, decency, especially when you got a DB core like this who was 1st in interceptions. They got 28 touchdowns thrown on them, but they got 18 picks. Like that's really great. Also 4th in rushing yards allowed and 2nd in rushing TDs.
But can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
The defense is great. I'm not questioning that. Honestly, the defense is kind of why I gave them the record they had. But what's the best way to put this? The defense never had a quarterback who might turn the ball over as much as Jameis has.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I say. If he doesn't throw 30 for 30, if he doesn't go 30 again, I think this record could stand. And I think this record was partially a little bit of Drew Brees from 12-4 last year, but this is also part with Taysom Hill and a little tiny bit with Jameis Winston. So
I'm gonna ask you a question then.
Yeah.
Just guess right now. What do you think his stat line would be, Jameis Winston?
Well, we've seen him throw 4,000 before when he was starting, but again, 30. I can't see him throwing 4,000 yards again. And I can see him kind of being a little careful with decision making. So I don't see that many touchdowns. I can still see 30 touchdowns, but I think his interception will be torn at maybe teens, like 18. If it hits 20, it can't hit 20. Let's just say that it can't hit 20 interceptions.
Okay, let's not just say interceptions, just turnovers in general.
It can't hit 20. If he's got to be in the teens.
What happens if he hits 20? What do you think happens?
If he hits 20, the defense can't hold up. It can't hold up. It can't keep up like that.
So you think 20 is the breaking point for the defense? I'm thinking it's more or less like 15. I believe 15 turnovers is the breaking point for the defense. Actually, no, 17. 1 a game. If he averages 1 turnover a game, Anything past that, it's too much for the defense to overcome because the offense is not going to be there. A defense can overcome if the offense can help overcome it as well. Like if you do one interception and you're still scoring 28 points, it's not bad. If you're throwing interceptions and you're scoring 17 or 20 points a game, you're gonna lose.
That's interesting. I agree as well, but again, they also have Kamara, first in rushing touchdowns.
And Kamara's capable of getting 6 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah, six in rushing yards as a team. So that's a really potent offense. I'm pretty sure Sean Payton's smart enough to okay, Winston's not really hitting like he's supposed to. Let's switch it up, run the ball a little more. He'll innovate in the offense a little better to kind of counteract that because I think he understands that as well. You cannot have 20 turnovers as a team.
Okay, so when you say that, I hear you, and I hear other people saying that too. Mm-hmm. My question always remains the same. Do you think he didn't realize that in Tampa? You don't think he didn't realize in Tampa that, well, maybe I really shouldn't have 30 interceptions. That really might be hurting my team.
Well, in his defense, he was trying to, it was hard for him because he was trying to make plays. So you have that game against the Rams. I think he threw like 5 TDs, something crazy, like 5 TDs, 400 yards, something like that. And then the next game, he tries to make those same plays, but it reverses something else. But then he'll try to do the same thing, and it was like flip-flopping. It was like up and down, up and down. It wasn't like I throw 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
He doesn't have the IQ to take what is given to you, and that is the issue. And the fact that he couldn't start last year is what gives me even more reason to pause to think that he still may not have gotten that lesson. Like, okay, maybe, fair to say, you and me play Madden, all right? Remember the last game we played Madden? You told me, Jiggy, don't do it. Don't do it. You knew exactly who I was looking at. I saw exactly who I was looking at. And I knew that he was double covered. And what did I say? Do it anyway. Like, I literally had that dark Kermit meme, like, throw it. And I still did it. The way I play Madden is the way Jameis plays NFL football. Do I know it's hurting my team when I throw that pick? Yes, it is. But I'm also looking at the reward on if it actually happens. And that's what Jameis does. He's like, yo, there's a chance it could get picked off, but if it works, that's a touchdown. It's done deal. That's the thing with Jameis Winston. And I can actually probably understand it most because that's literally how I play Madden. But it's really how he sees it. And he's like, yo, the reward. And I do believe that, I really believe the only reason he was signed was just in case Taysom Hill cannot prove he is Taysom Hill's backup. Okay.
That's sad. That's a sad statement, bro. Are you serious?
I believe he's really Taysom Hill's backup. I really believe that they signed him in case teams catch on to Taysom Hill. Have Taysom Hill starting the season and have teams catching on to Taysom Hill. And then after that, they're going to be doing some sort of Matt Nagy with, is it going to be Mitch Trubisky or is it going to be Nick Foles starting next week? Yeah. Stay tuned. The next time on Dragon Ball Z. Like, no, bro. No.
If they do that, if they start swapping quarterbacks back and forth, they get 8 wins. Then you can't do that. But here's the thing: the last season, it's a weird thing because the team was saying they prefer Jameis. This is the team. It's not coaching, but
no. The receivers were saying they'd rather Jameis. Want to know why? Because they know they can get 1,000 yards easy. The defense wasn't saying that.
It's just, oh man, I agree with you though. It is sad to say that someone's a backup to Taysom, but I don't know. I feel like this is like a loyalty thing, and I hope it's not personal with Sean Payton with this Taysom Hill decision because I know he really likes that dude, and he's been there for a long time. And not only that, but he had flashes in college where he probably gonna be like a 2nd-round pick at quarterback.
How long ago was that in college?
I know. I agree, though. I agree.
He wasn't drafted right out of college. This man was bouncing around that NFL for years.
We gotta see training camp, bro. I gotta see if he's improved that terrible throwing form. God, bro.
No. I can tell you right now, I'm watching every New Orleans Saints preseason game.
Yeah, I gotta watch.
One of those two is gonna be back.
I gotta watch him throw.
I gotta see who's throwing. Okay, I don't care who's doing the most snaps. I gotta see who's throwing the ball and how it looks. Oh my god, this preseason is actually going to be pretty good. All right, so I actually have the Saints at 10-7. You have them at 13.
13-4. I'm real high.
Hold on. So are they second place in your division for NFC South?
Yeah. I have Tampa Bay at 16-1. I don't see them losing the most. And I see them splitting the game maybe with the Saints. So technically say the Saints are 12-5 at best.
Okay. And I could actually tell you why I do not believe this. All right. And I know this sounds like I'm about to be putting juju, but I need to pull this up just for so I could say this right. I don't want to misspeak. But I believe that by week 16, Tom Brady's not playing past week 16. I believe by week 16 he's going to get injured. And he has.
Who they play that week 16?
They're playing the Jets at New York.
They'll still win that game.
No, they may win that game, but here's the issue. That cold air on January 2nd, and he gets one good hit, Brady's not getting back up.
This is the argument everyone's been saying for a while, and it's never come to fruition.
Yeah, it never comes to fruition, but regular season games don't go into January.
He did get sacked 22 times last year. He's gotten hit.
Yes, in Tampa, in warm weather. Not on snow.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, I also have a few things here. I believe the defenses they're facing this year is better than they faced last year. Okay, so just in my calculations alone, they're playing, and these are the defenses I'm counting: the Rams, the Dolphins, the Bears, the Saints, the Washington Washington football team. Sorry, the Colts, the Bills. Actually, no, not the Bills. The Bills defense isn't that great. It's mid-tier. The Saints again. That's 8 teams that are top-tier defenses, in my opinion. And then he's going to get hit. He's going to get hit in those games. He is not going to be able to get the ball off every single time as he wants to. Accumulative damages. Say that 3 times fast, YouTube. Once he gets hit in cold, it's over. I really believe he's going to be done. Now, obviously, that's at the end of the season. I still got them going 12-5, but I can't see him playing every snap of every game. This is an extra game that he's not used to.
Okay, I agree with you. If depending on their record, if they're guaranteed playoff by then, yeah, he probably won't play those last 3 games. At least I wouldn't, especially because the last 2 games are Panthers, Jets, Panthers. Like.
Okay, the double Panthers is honestly that's gonna be in his favor, but if the defense does what you said they do, no, I'm literally looking at the Bills defensive line. They're mid-team defense, but their Bills defensive line, the Saints defensive line, and the Jets actually have a pretty decent defensive line. Those 3 games are gonna hurt Tom Brady, bro. It's gonna be hurting. He's going to be doing another thing that he did in Chicago where he's going to be turnover and now he's going to be holding up the number 4 like, wait, it's not 4th? This man's going to be concussed, bro.
I think he'll be straight, man. I really think he'll be okay. O-line was pretty good. Josh Wells got re-signed.
The whole team is back. The whole team is back.
Like, everybody's back. Like, nothing's changed. So now he's in a groove with them. They went 11-5, which is surprising looking at this team. But again, like I said, new team, new location, new chemistry. Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, bro. Defense to me is their MVP. I don't care what no one says. Just like they should have been MVP in the Super Bowl, they're the MVP for the whole year.
No, that defense is MVP. That defense of the Buccaneers.
That defense is MVP.
It is the best defense you could possibly have.
You gotta beat them by the pass. You cannot run on that defense. You can't.
Oh no, you can't. But I don't know, man. I really feel like it's set up too well for it to actually come to fruition. Like, and it's not so much like, okay, look, me and Tom Brady have the same birthday. I'm not a Patriots fan. I did not like Tom Brady as a Patriots fan. But Tom Brady, I follow you on social media. Yo, whoever is your social media manager, bro, give him a raise. Or if it's you, even better. As an August 3rd baby, Leo season, you know what you're doing. But I don't know, man. Just something doesn't. I'm not trying to sound like Max Kellerman where he's gonna fall off a cliff. He's not. I don't believe it's so much of falling off a cliff. Okay. I really just believe that adding an extra game to his season, I really believe that in addition to adding the game, and then you sit over here and you end the season with 3 top defensive lines. It's not going to be the smoothest sailing for him. It's not.
Well, it's not even 3; it's 4 because you got Saints, Panthers, Jets, Panthers. That's 4.
And before
the Bills,
Falcons,
I
it's the
do
Colts.
feel you on. Yeah, I feel you on the Bills one because they do have good DBs. But if they allow time,
yeah, well,
he's probably gonna get popped. And that's not at Buffalo. That's at Tampa though.
But here's the thing though, we usually talk about time when, like you said earlier, 2 seconds. But actually, Tom Brady last year with the Buccaneers offense, when his offense merged with Bruce Arians' offense, it actually ended up becoming a 3 to 4 second offensive hold the ball team. Like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Now he's open down deep. And with that risk facing those defenses right there,
I think it's too much. I just think it's too much. And I think I'm trusting his O line well enough to at least contain, if not handle, because they're overloading a DB core. Their offenses, that's not a single defensive back, a team with defensive backs can guard all those weapons. It's not possible.
No, they got too many weapons. They do have way too many weapons. Their weakness actually is their running backs, and their running backs is actually better than some teams' entire running backs.
They're 28th in rushing yards.
But yet their running back is still better than teams running back forward. Like it's really he pulled the LeBron James in the NFL. He literally said, if you want to win a ring, come to Tampa. Like he literally did that, and people came. LeGarrette, not LeGarrette Blunt. Let's run it up from the Jaguars. Leonard Fournette, thank you. Leonard Fournette. Antonio Brown was going to go wherever Tom Brady went anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell.
Did Gronkowski came out of retirement out of nowhere?
Tom Brady must be a great locker room presence because Antonio Brown is tied to Tom Brady's hip. Gronk said he'll come back only for Tom. Like Tom Brady got something on these players, bro. Like he must make it fun. He really has to be making it fun.
Yeah, that's another thing. Again, that's culture, bro. You come again, and I think again, it is Tom, but it's established by Bill Belichick and the tight shit that he run. No nonsense, do your job, get it done. If you're the 6th person on the roster, be prepared because someone can get injured. And you see that. But Tom got injured, they still won. But Garoppolo got injured, he still won games. It's crazy. That's a crazy organization to be a part of. And I feel like Gronkowski, hey, if I'm being a part of that, why would I want to go play for somewhere else that has a way worse culture?
No, justifiably. Gronk just wants to. He enjoys football. He wants to have fun. It did feel like a job to him at some point, and I could understand that. Like everyone ends up having a career job where, when you first started, it's great and everything's great. Then once you really get into it, it's like, oh, I gotta wait. Can I be on vacation for like the rest of my life? Like, yeah, no, Gronk was definitely going through that and everything. But kind of to wrap this up, what's the X factor for this team, in your opinion?
I can't call one, bro. It's so much. Bruce Arians, I guess, just do your job as a coach. Bro, just do your job, bro. You have all these weapons, you straight. Just let Tom be Tom. Just do your job. Just do your job, bro. That's it.
My thing is X factors because I really feel like something's gonna happen. Like
it's almost too perfect. I feel you. It looks too nice on paper. It looks way too nice.
Do you remember when the Eagles during the no cap year signed everybody and their mamas? Like they signed Nnamdi Asomugha. They signed everybody, and they're like, "Yo, this is literally the greatest roster on football history," and they couldn't do it. This is set up too nice to work. Like I feel like the best comparison is the second year for Patrick Mahomes. We thought that, oh, this is too perfect for it not to work. Like, you remember the first year, they were doing great. And the second year is like, yo, it's just going to be this. They're going to go 16-0. No one can stop them. They lost a lot of games. And I feel like that's the same thing here. Like, now Tom Brady is the type of quarterback and leader in the locker room that can be like, yo, don't think this shit comes easy, bro. Don't think that we just going to end up in the Super Bowl again. We got to grind every day. I do believe Tom Brady has that locker room presence.
That's that culture.
It's that culture. He has that.
Yeah.
He has that internal Bill Belichick culture. Like, yo, this what we did last year wasn't fluke. It was through hard work, and the only way we're gonna get there again is by doing even harder work. He has that Bill Belichick culture in him. But I don't know, man. If this was capable, then the Patriots would have gone 16-0 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. Maybe I agree with you in a sense, but the difference between that Eagles team, though, again, they were just signing people. This team has chemistry still, and it's pretty much the same players. It's the same players.
It's the same exact lineup that they have in the Super Bowl.
Now the problem is with the Chiefs. Yeah, that first year, everyone's like, "Oh snap! Okay, this next year is a breeze. It's gonna be a breeze for them." The problem with that is they did win games. They ran pretty much the same offense. Nothing changed, and that's the problem. They didn't adapt. They thought that everything when something didn't work, it was like, okay, I guess they stopped it by luck, by chance. like his teams didn't scheme against. That's what it looked like when they were running the offense. I'm like, this doesn't look right. I don't think you understand that people are figuring you out. This is NFL. People are gonna figure you out. If you go crazy like that in 1 year, this is not gonna happen again.
That is my point about the Saints. They gonna figure them.
They gonna get figured. Taysom is gonna get figured out. That's why I don't think he should play. He shouldn't be a starter. Let me say that. He shouldn't be a starter. Do what he did before when Drew Brees was there. But again, you paid him $20 million. So I guess he's oh my God. They gave this man $20 million.
I'm telling you, bro, he has a sex tape with Gail Benson or whatever the owner's name is, bro.
That is crazy, bro. Again, that's a loyalty paycheck. Like, you've been with us so long, so here you go.
Here's the thing about it. They didn't have to give him $20 million. Because I can promise you, I'll bet my next 3 paychecks, there's not a team on God's green earth that would have gave him more than 15.
No, not a soul. No one. There's no way.
So you were outbidding yourself?
Yep. That's why I say it's got to be like a loyalty paycheck, bro. Like, you've been on it so long, you held it down. But that $20 million, that is starting quarterback money. And I hope he doesn't start for the sake of that team. As a Panthers fan, I hope he does, because that's easy dubs.
Okay, hold on. I actually got to ask you this. If he starts all 17 games, what do you think the record is?
Oh, 17? Hold up. Let me break up the schedule. All 17, bro? Saints 2020. All 17? Oh, my. They played the Packers that first game. Yeah, that's a loss. He's not beating my team. He's not beating the Patriots. He probably ain't gonna beat the Giants. He probably beat the football team. They're not beating the Seahawks. They're not beating the Bucs. They're probably gonna beat Atlanta. They're not beating the Titans. They beat the Eagles. They're not beating the Bills.
I hope you're counting this, because I can't. You're going too fast for me to count it for you.
They're not beating the Cowboys. They beat the Jets. Bro, 6 wins max. If he's starting, bro, 6 wins. He's not beating nobody. There's no way that he might win one of these games out of luck, but by the time the next week comes around, he's getting shut down. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. If he's there's no way, bro. There's no way. He's getting 6 wins, and my team's getting 12 just because Taysom's starting. There's no way.
Oh my God. Yo, honestly, this upcoming NFL season is going to be one of the most fun NFL seasons, just because of all the quarterback moves that happen. Who's going to start for the Saints? We don't know. When is Aaron Rodgers coming back? We don't know. Yo, is he going to get traded? We don't know. Yo, was the Rams issue really Jared Goff? Is Matthew Stafford the key? Like, we don't know. Like, you see what I mean? Like, there's so many quarterback questions this upcoming season in the NFL. I can't wait for it to start. Yo, training camp is starting this week. Let's go. My Steelers are starting this shit off. Yo, I still need to buy Steelers tickets. the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the perfect storm, and just because of that, I feel like something's just gonna go. Antonio Brown's not gonna be the reason. I don't know. Just something.
If anything's going to
There
be
is
their
no- let me
cripple,
put
it's
like
going to be
this.
their safeties.
There is no reason for them not to go 17-0. Let's just put it like that. And when it's two set up perfectly for you like that, I just can't. I did give him 12-5 just for respect from Tom Brady, and that defense is legit. I do believe that if they do get some games, there's some games that if it's going out of hand or whatever, they might just sit Tom because Tom isn't used to a 17-game season. When was the last time he played 17 games? He never played preseason games. Well, not never, but he doesn't play preseason games. You're adding an extra game to his schedule. This is, and if you listen to Tom Brady, he don't like the fact that the number of assignments got changed for linebackers because now that linebackers can be 5, he can't read the defense no more. That's what he said on his Instagram.
He'll figure it out. Yeah, that's whatever. That's just the old head talking, bro. He'll figure it out.
All right, so give me your view as this division as a whole. You said 3 playoff teams coming out of this division.
That's why I got him mad in terms of my record, but of course, that's just
Interestingly enough,
just
I only
hype.
have one, and it's the Buccaneers. I don't think the Saints are making the playoffs. Even again, like I said, I believe they're going to be a 9-win team.
Mhm.
So I don't see the the Saints making the playoffs. I think it's just the Bucs only making the playoffs. All right. Well, AJ, definitely want to say thank you for stopping by. I think you said you're going to be through for the NFC West video, so I'm definitely going to appreciate your takes on that one as well. So pretty much we both got the Bucs winning the division. Saints going second, but this is where we differ. You believe they're going to be a playoff team, and I believe they're not. You do believe the Carolina Panthers can actually be better than they were last year, good enough to make the playoffs, but not necessarily not even be top 3. You do believe 3 teams are coming from the NFC South.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can respect that. Again, like I said, if Sam Darnold is what I thought he would be in his 3rd year, honestly, the Panthers are number 2 in the division.
Yeah, because again, that's Saints. It's cool.
Again, like I said, I have Taysom Hill starting all 16, actually really starting 14 games with Jameis coming in once or twice.
Then I agree with you on that one. Then absolutely, they're not winning with Taysom.
They told us they had a moment to show us the truth, and they showed us that they believe that Taysom Hill will start. Jameis is the backup. So, all right. Well, thanks, AJ. Is there anything you want to say to the viewers before we log off here?
No, man. Thanks for having me, bro. It's my first video, so
yeah, bro. And you got a Twitch, so I'm gonna put your Twitch link in the description, and obviously follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitch. He's definitely gonna be in the Madden League I'm creating, so you're definitely gonna want to see that. If you want to see someone get demolished in Madden, you're definitely gonna want to see him get demolished in Madden by me just playing.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. I had to say something. I gotta psych myself.
All right, Jameis Winston. All right.
Yo, I should change my game tag to Jameis Winston wannabe or something like that. But again, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, follow us on everything. All the links are in the description below. Thank you for watching this video. Comment, subscribe, like. Who do you think is right? Do you think that I'm just paranoid about the Buccaneers? Do you think that he's hyping the Panthers too much? Tell me, who do you think is starting for the Saints as quarterback? Because honestly, nobody knows. God knows only at this point. So comment in the video. Let us know. Promise you I'll respond. And other than that, have a great day. Black men never cheat. Leo never lies. And Jawsology is where it starts and where it ends, baby. What's going on, man? We out of here.